Welcome everyone to This is Paris, your visit behind the scenes of 8-time French champions Paris Saint-Germain. In this week's show, El Matador is back, and on the score sheet as Lyon visit the capital.
C'était aujourd'hui une soirée spéciale.
With Borussia Dortmund just around the corner, Presnel Kimpembe talks us through his career in the last 16 of the Champions League.
Tu vas sur Twitter, tu regardes un peu ce qu'on raconte et là tu vois des trucs de fou.
Sarabia shines as Paris are into the Coupe de France semi-finals.
Llevo bastantes goles en la Copa de Francia, pero bueno, juego intento marcar.
And we look ahead to the match against Borussia Dortmund by looking back to the last time the two sides met.
Dortmund qui va être champion, c'est Paris quand même qui l'a éliminé, c'est un bel exploit.
On a blustery February night, the storm Chiara wasn't the only visitor to the French capital, as Paris Saint-Germain squared up to fellow Champions League qualifiers Olympique Lyonnais. Thomas Tuchel's side were looking for a fifth consecutive home win over OL and back-to-back victories after a 1-0 away triumph this term. We played well in the first game in Lyon against a very good side. We know how good they are, how good their players are. Even if they've lost two important elements, they've recruited well and they're just as strong as they ever were. We have a lot of respect for them.
Ils sont diminués, mais voilà, on a beaucoup de respect pour cette équipe.
No quarter asked, nor given. Angel Di Maria cut through the wind and the Lyon defence to set up Mbappe. And then midway through the first half, a lesson in the art of turning defence into attack. One-0 to Les Rouges et Bleus, Di Maria with the devilish finish. With half-time approaching, Mauro Icardi's determination, Thomas Meunier's quick thinking, and Mbappe's flair made it 2-0. They came out to meet us and there was often space in behind them. When we won back possession, they were right up on the halfway line. Kylian made a great run at speed like he always does, so I gave him the ball and he finished in style. 2 minutes after the restart, Julian Draxler found a friendly foot in the form of Marçal. At 3-0, we relaxed too much. We weren't solid enough, and they quickly got back to 3-2. You mustn't take your eyes off a sleeping lion. We can't afford to lose our concentration like that. That's the lesson we have to learn tonight. But perhaps it's also a human error. We have been playing a lot of football. In driving rain, Paris looked to El Matador to finally lead them through the storm. It was a very special night tonight, to feel the warmth of all my teammates, of the supporters, like always. And to finish like that with a goal at the end was really great, magnificent. 199 goals for one club is incredible, and I hope he'll soon reach 200 and invite us all out for a nice meal. Final score, 4-2. I don't think there's any doubt we deserve to win, and that's positive. Tonight we played a good game against a Champions League side. Lyon are a very good side, and you can't underestimate how hard we worked out there. It's not easy to score 4 goals against Lyon. We were without Neymar tonight, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva, so to play like this against Lyon is very good. The supporters always give me so much. Even recently, during this difficult period, they gave me a lot of strength. And I will always give everything I have, right until the last day I'm here. And that's the only way I can pay back everything they've given me. At the end of the day, that's what remains. That feeling, that knowledge that you have achieved a lot here and that they understand that.
Hola, soy Leandro y estás viendo DC Paris.
When I was 5, I played for the club from my suburb called La Justina. That's where I first played football and where my passion for the game began. When I was 10 years old, I was already playing for Boca Juniors. And I was training in the colors of that jersey that remained so dear to me. When I was 15, I was lucky enough to be playing for the first team, training with the best players at the club, and that was the most important thing in my life, and for my family, that I could live from my passion. When I was 20, I was already playing for Roma, in Europe. It was a dream since I was a kid to play in Europe, and remains the most important thing.
This is Nadia Nadim. You guys will be spending the day with me, so follow me.
Nadia Nadim isn't just a goal-scoring machine for Paris Saint-Germain. The Denmark international is also an inspiration for women and girls all over the world. This Is Paris joined her on a typically busy day as she was invited to speak at Global Sports Week before racing to training.
It means a lot. I mean, I think that's a huge opportunity, you know, like the entire world's going to be here, focused here in Paris and UNESCO. And yeah, having the chance to speak among all these people is great. Quarterfinals. Education. Even before she's made training today, Nadia Nadim. I think the mindset is changing, and I think we as an athlete obviously have the platform and we need to use it for the change. We need to use it to educate.
Ok, point pour les Noirs.
Correct, at 13. I'm gonna try to go to the bank today. I'm gonna ask them there because they probably know me. But thank you, I appreciate it. You're the best. You know Julius Caesar? He said Vini Vidi Vici. You know what that means? I came, I saw, I conquered. That's how I live my life. Hey guys, this was my half day that you followed. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now I have some treatment and then I have some French class. So, see you guys. Have a good one.
Coming up on This Is Paris, we take you on the road with the team to Dijon in the Coupe de France quarter-finals. We chat Champions League with Presnel Kimpembe. And we look back to the last time we travelled to Borussia Dortmund.
Hello, I'm Mitchell.
Soy Thiago Silva. Bonjour, c'est Kylian.
Hola, soy Pablo Sarabia y estás viendo This is Paris.
The clouds had barely dispersed and Paris Saint-Germain were back in the air, this time on their way to Dijon in the Coupe de France quarter-finals. Undefeated in 21 matches in all competitions, the club from the capital were looking for revenge against the last side to beat them, back in round 12 of the Ligue 1 campaign. Without a host of players through injury and suspension, Thiago Silva returned to captain the side alongside Thilo Kehrer at the back, while coach Thomas Tuchel offered a first-ever start to Mitchell Bakker.
I saw the first 11 afternoon in the meeting with everybody. Saw me on the left defender. Yeah, I was happy. Yeah, I can show myself now today, and I think I did it.
Indeed, he did. And it took just 48 seconds.
It was in the middle, and I think one player from Dijon, they want to play to my player, by me, and I came in front of him, and I played the ball to Pablo, and Pablo gave the ball to me, I think. I run and I give the ball for the goal, but the player shot him in the own goal.
But undefeated in their last 11 home matches in all competitions, Dijon equalised midway through the first half, before Kylian Mbappe raced away for his 24th goal in all competitions this season.
The
first half was very difficult, and they had a number of chances to score. It was because our pressing wasn't good enough. That was one of the reasons why they had so many chances. And also the reason why coach Thomas Tuchel changed the formation at half-time. It was to help the players to always have 3 to defend against 2, and also to have 2 wide players between the lines, and to control the game with 2 number 6s, a 3-2, with Drax and Ander to control midfield. Sometimes it's good to have a good idea. Paris stepped on the accelerator in their new 3-4-3 formation in the second half, and the home side simply couldn't go with them. Thiago Silva netted his first goal of the campaign, before Pablo Sarabia continued his cup form, equaling Pedro Miguel Pauletta's club record of scoring in the first 4 consecutive matches of the campaign. Kylian Mbappe then drew another own goal, the 7th for Paris since the turn of the year. Before Sarabia took his cup tally to 6, courtesy of another Mbappe assist. I have scored a few goals in the Coupe de France, but I try to score whenever I have the chance, whether it be in the Coupe de France, in Ligue 1, or the Champions League. It finished 6-1. Paris will now meet Lyon in the semi-finals.
Vamos. Vamos.
La maison maintenant, allez. Allez, allez.
La segunda mitad.
In the second half, we really played together, remained very compact. That's the secret to winning games like this. We were very patient, we played fast and took our chances. Finding space in the second half, we completely controlled the game and scored goals.
On a contrôlé le match complètement, on a fait des buts.
Bonjour, c'est Presnel et vous regardez This is Paris.
I heard a story about how you'd watched that match. In a kebab shop? Paris Saint-Germain's recent history in the Champions League is a schizophrenic mix of dizzying highs and heartbreaking lows. No player represents that better than Parisian-born and bred defender Presnel Kimpembe, who sat down this week with This is Paris to talk about his experiences in the last 16 of Europe's toughest, most merciless competition. It started out as a teenager, on the bench against English side Chelsea. Honestly, you're a little bit scared. The atmosphere is not the same. You want to talk to someone or watch someone, and you see they're so focused on their own game, concentrating. You see that everyone can feel that positive pressure. You're a little bit overawed, but you also know how lucky you are to be there and how happy you are. Even without playing, you can really feel you're part of it. For the return leg at Stamford Bridge, I wasn't in the squad. So I decided to watch the game with all my friends from where I grew up, in a kebab shop from where we were from. The game wasn't going well. Everyone was depressed. And then Thiago. Boom! Explosion! Everyone's kebabs flying, soft drinks everywhere, tables overturned, everyone screaming. That's when you see only football can make you feel that. We created a very competitive, united squad, and even if we didn't go much further, we gained all that experience in the Champions League, and that has to be positive. For my first game in the Champions League, there was a lot of pressure. I was someone that read all the comments on Twitter, for example, to see what everyone was saying about me, reading a lot of crazy stuff. Already the night before the game, I was already nervous. But then on match day, I managed to get myself together in my little bubble. I had Adri, Marky, they both gave me advice. Even though we're more or less the same age, they had that experience that I didn't. And in the end, it went very well. The year before, you're up against Messi and Neymar. The next year, it's Cristiano, Marcelo, Bale. And you have to be ready right from the start, because against a team like that, who'd won the Champions League so many times, you can't make mistakes. And even during the match, like you said, for the first 70 minutes, we looked so good. You can see that the little details can prove very costly.
Honnêtement, je réfléchis même pas.
Honestly, I didn't even think if I was going front post or back
Je
post.
faisais juste un peu, tu vois, je jouais déjà un peu avec
I was up
Matic,
against
je faisais des
Matic,
petits
who was
mouvements.
trying to grab me, and I said to myself I had to keep moving because he was big and
Si je
strong,
reste à l'arrêt, je suis mort.
and if he got me,
Il est
I wasn't
costaud.
going anywhere.
Il allait me tenir comme ça,
So I had
j'allais
to
pas
keep
bouger.
moving.
Je me suis dit, il faut que je reste un peu en mouvement.
When Angel came to take the corner, I ran front post then back post, and it was a great corner. It came straight to me, side foot finish, cool as a cucumber.
Pas du pied, sérénité. Même moi, je crois quand le ballon il est rentré.
Even when the ball went in, I don't think I really believed it. I couldn't even begin to describe the feeling. It was so strong. The vein pumping out of the side of my neck. I'd planned all sorts of celebrations and I forgot everything. I calmed down quick because everyone crushed me. I couldn't breathe. It was the first year of the VAR. The ball was flying 40 meters over the crossbar. I had my back to goal. My arm wasn't like that, it was like this. I think maybe only 2 or 3 referees out of 10 would ever give that as a penalty.
T'en as peut-être 2-3 qui sifflent, le reste non. Des mésaventures comme ça, on en a vécu beaucoup.
We've been through a lot of hard times like that. It's always hard to accept and turn the page, but that's football.
C'est la loi du football.
It's an experience that will hold me in good stead. We've suffered in the past and I hope we'll be celebrating in the future. In October 2010, matchday 3 of the Europa League, Paris Saint-Germain travelled to Dortmund looking to confirm their place atop the Group J standings against a Borussia side leading the way in the Bundesliga on the back of 7 consecutive wins. Paris were in the Europa League but were very ambitious. They had some good new signings, Nene, who was one of the best in the league, and Claude Makelele, the heart and soul of the team at 37, who everyone thought was going to retire. He was still there, Gregory Coupé, Guillaume Moirot, Ludovic Giuli. It was a good team. Paris thought this was going to be a very tough game against a side doing very well in the Bundesliga. They had a young coach by the name of Jürgen Klopp, who wanted to take Dortmund to the title. And amazingly, he managed to do that as well. Paris decided to rest a few major players, such as Guillaume Moirot, Sylvain Armand, Ludovic Giuli, even goalkeeper Coupé. It was an open game. Zoumana Kamara could have opened the scoring from a Nene free kick.
Sur un beau coup franc de Nene.
Then the match changed at the start of the second half with a penalty.
Le match évolue avec un penalty.
Mamadou Sakho was the culprit and he tried to get back on level terms. A corner, his header cleared off the line by a certain Robert Lewandowski in his first season in Germany. Paris was struggling, trailing, and it looked like Paris were going to lose. Well played coach who brought on fresh legs, and it was the substitutes that got the equaliser. Guillaume Moirot on the right, who did very well, cutting the ball back for Clément Chantôme to equalise. There were a lot of travelling fans. It was a really great moment. Paris came back from Dortmund with a good point and a draw in the return game as well at the Parc des Princes that eliminated Dortmund, the future Bundesliga champions. And it was Paris Saint-Germain and Sevilla that went through to the next round. A fantastic result.